How's it going tonight, guys? Tonight's going to be a little bit of a show and tell type episode. Not a whole lot to get done tonight, but a whole lot to get looked up and figured out on what's going to come after this update. First things first, we need a compressor that'll do 256. Now we have two options. We can do this one maxed out, or we can do this one at the lowest setting. And I think titanium is going to be a lot easier to get a hold of because we need quintuple plates and a robust. So basically, this whole thing is titanium. And I've got a lot of ilmenite over there, and I got 44 in here. So I think that should be enough to do what I need to do here. So I'm going to work on getting that cooked up. Now, to run this thing, we need a engine, and luckily, because we can go with electric now, we don't need iridium. We need this one right here. But that means we need triple chromium plates. We need annealed copper, which melts at 2800. Oh, I think that over there will do 2800, won't it? I know this one does 25. I better look that up. I might still need frickin' iridium. Vanadium. Vanadium. Wherefore art thou vanadium? There it is. 2728. Well, kiss my grits. I still need iridium. Now, there is a way around it that I have available in this pack, and that is if I get where's that? I know it's in here somewhere. There it is, fiery steel. And fiery steel is from the Twilight. And you can make the fiery ingot with mixing fiery blood and iron in your crafting grid this way. You do not have to melt it down. If you do it the melting it down way, it has to be 2956 to get them to merge, I do believe. Let me look here at I guess there isn't one. Is it actually in here? I was thinking there was an actual recipe for putting them both into the thing, but apparently not. So that is the one workaround that I have. So I am still going to have to find iridium because that does have to be annealed copper, unfortunately. So I'll decide if I'm going to keep looking for iridium or do the workaround. The workaround is going to take a little while because I got to make a portal and I got to go kill, is it 2 or 3 things? Can't remember. I know I got to kill the snake thingy. I got to kill the lich. I got to do the labyrinth. And then I do believe I can do the hydra. And that's where I get the fiery stuff from. So it'll be a little bit of work to do that. Or there's one other option, which is find a stronghold and go to the end, because you can get small platinum ores up there, and that's where you can get iridium as a byproduct off of that. So I'll decide which way I'm going to go. I'd rather stick with the Gregtech way and do the iridium thing, but it's being quite a pain in the ass. So, don't know. If anybody has any suggestions of an alloy that would melt around the same as iridium, that we have the products, let me know, or suggest it to Greg, because his only thing is that, nature set that this is the one that has to be gated in here, that we have nothing else that would work there. So if you can think of something that would, be similar to the iridium, that would melt down around the 2719, it has to be below 2728, and it needs to boil at what's the next one above? It's not tantalum, I don't think. I think it's the let's see. Yeah, tantalum is 3290. So yeah, tantalum will work. So anything that'll get you from there to there will work. I haven't been able to come up with anything personally. Also, my pack will be updated in this video, and I'll show you what has been added. For some reason, I didn't put NEI add-on and NAI integration in here. I have put it in here. Now, Greg keeps telling me there's an option thing here in NEI to enable the thing to tell you OR dictionary here, instead of just the name of what it is, but the actual OR dictionary that it's in as well. I can't figure that out. If anybody knows, I've Googled it, and it says that it's in integration, but I don't see the integration thing here in the module. There's no module thing here for integration. I've looked in, all these different things, and I don't see it. So if you have any idea or know what to do, let me know. Anyways, the ones that I have added are computer craft. I put that in here so I can make some turtles. I haven't changed the recipe for turtles yet. They're still pretty easy to make. They haven't made the turtles any more expensive. They're still, gold for the advanced computer, and stone, redstone, and glass for that one. If anybody has any suggestions on ways to Gregtech it up a little bit, let me know. I could have went with Open Computers, which has a turtle type thing, but I have that in my Gregtech 5-pack, and I wanted to go with something different for this pack than the Gregtech 5-pack, so that's why I chose that. Let's see. Under IO, factorization. IHL has been updated. There was a crash with this last version that Greg did because he changed some things. Talked about in the update video. So that has been updated. Immersive engineering has been updated. I updated Java, but that might have been in the last one. I added logistics pipes. I have never gotten into this mod, but I didn't have AE2 in here. So I figured I'd put this in and maybe give it a try. So, you know, if y'all know the way I do this stuff by now, I like to fiddle and test, so this will be a fun little test thing for me to play with. Let's see, what else did I add? RF tools, I added this. Mainly I added it for the screens and stuff, not really for the dimensions and things like that it has. But I wanted to play around with it a little bit. I might get into dimensions later on, but I wanted to play around with the screens for RF and stuff like that. And I've never messed with this mod either, so it'll be another one that I get to tinker with, you know. And I think that's all I added. Now, there is one thing I forgot in the update video, and that is the steel magnetic rod. For some reason, I forgot to mention the fact that you could make it magnetic now this way. You can do the short one with 4, or you can do the long one. Be easier just to find the long rod. Long steel rod, and you can do it with the 8 that way. So that's how I'm able to do the better engines. Now, one of the other things that he added that I did say in the update video is this lovely feature. I so love this, and because of it, I added this nice little thing under here, which I need to get me a pick to get into. I didn't want to hide it much more than that. I'm not really planning on putting anything right there, so this was good enough, and I didn't want to have to drop this down any further. There is a way that Quiet made one on the server that is more compact than that, at least downward into the floor, but I didn't want to go back and do it, so I basically just used the chicken cooker way of doing it, and it works just fine. So basically, you got a dropper here, comparator, repeater, running to another repeater. That one sends a signal into that, which goes into here. Then you got to have another one that powers a comparator. And if let me stand right, throw this stuff in here, it will automatically wash it. I'm not throwing that in there, and send it right back out. Now, the reason why I didn't do that is because it's copper and I can get irradiated from that stuff. So Better grab my suit, and then I can throw that in there. Now, just to show you, you can do a whole stack or multiple stacks. Just throw it in and let it go, as long as the water can keep up. And I have large pipes coming in here, so should be able to keep up pretty well. Yeah, need to have an empty inventory so it ain't spewing crap everywhere, like mine apparently decided it wanted to. Because my inventory was full of crap. But when is my inventory not full of crap? Alright, so dump all that out of there. Come pick up all the stuff that is spewed everywhere and dump it in here. I'll go through and put that stuff away later. Right now, just dump it off. Now, what I'm going to do is I got some blaze powder here, and I'm going to make a vacuum hopper. Now, in this pack, we have 3 options. We have a vacuum chest from Ender.io, which needs a pulsating crystal, which is pulsating iron nugget around a diamond, and that stuff is made from ender pearl and iron. So just need one of them, but I gotta have an alloy smelter. There's an item vacuum from Rotary Craft, which needs to be powered, and I'm going to be making one of these for my farm. But for up here, I'm just going to go this route here. So I'm going to make one of them, make me a chest, and set it over near here somewhere, and have it just do its thing. And I'll probably put a hopper on top of here to where I can, dump a bunch of stuff in it all at one time. And I do believe this is full again. So let this get done, and I'm going to run some magnetite through and get me some more iron and oxygen through here. I've been working on getting this chalcopyrite done. I got a bunch of it, and I got a bunch more over here waiting to get done. And I've actually gotten a pretty good amount of copper already done. Got a lot more iron ready. As you can see, this hill still stands. Life happens and things don't happen the way we plan, but as long as everything works out tomorrow, we're going to blow that boy tomorrow. And I might actually do a thing, because Junior's not actually playing in this world. I might let him go into creative and have him record it when it blows up. I'll stand over here and kind of watch and put out a special video of him time-lapsing us placing all the TNT in it and stuff like that. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I might, because he's not actually going to have anything, in this world. It's just basically my world. He's just going to come in and record and help here and there. I think that's about it for tonight. I showed you the mods I added, showed you what I'm going to be working on, showed you that, and one other thing, turbine. I said the other night I wanted to get one of these made. And I was looking through here the other day, and this one here is going to take 150 steel, if I calculated correctly, to make it, let alone all these parts. This is a pretty big freaking thing. I had a lot of steam going in there from 2 railcraft boilers and 4 Invar boilers in my server one, and it still wasn't at 100%. I don't really need something that high. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to make one of these advanced generator steam turbines, or at least the turbine and the turbine controller, and then I'll have to make the other parts that go with it. Again, this is another mod that I really haven't messed with, so it's going to take a little bit of tinkering. I did one thing with Junior probably a year ago where we built one, and we were actually trying to burn creosote in it and found out you can't do that, or at least couldn't at the time. So I don't know a whole lot about it, and the way my memory is, I probably won't remember anything that I did do. So that'll be a little more tinkering for us to do. I would like to get my bigger storage capacity before I do that, because I'd like to make it HV and send it right out to a MFE. Because if you don't know, the advanced generator has LV emitter, MV emitter, HV emitter, and then it actually has a flux one as well, and then it has fluid intake, fluid output, item import, item output, the turbine, the tank, a power capacitor, heating chamber, which I do believe is for the syngas. I've never seen that before, so I'm not real sure how to do it. Mixing chamber, heat exchanger, gas turbine controller, which again I believe is for the syngas, heat exchanger, steam turbine. There's the producer for it, and then you got the turbine and all the different parts. And this is basically just an iron and redstone thing. Just about everything is just iron and redstone. And I'm not one for going through and Gregifying recipes for everything, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is, and that's the way we're going to do it. I like to Gregify some things, but not everything. So that's what's going on. That's what we're going to be getting into in the next few videos. That's probably going to cover at least a week's worth of stuff. And once I get that mountain out of there, we're going to put some fields over there. Anything that's not icy to crop sticks, those are going to be down here in my swamp area, because that's the best place for hydration. And I'm going to put some rotary craft stuff over there, use some fans to auto harvest them and replant them in the item thing to the vacuum to suck them up. And then we'll use this nice sluice that I already made here to get them back over here to me. And that's what I got planned on doing this week. And knowing as slow as I go with some things, might even be a little more into a couple weeks. So have a good one. Take it easy. I will see you guys tomorrow.